Hey, how we doing, everybody? It is Matt Modi with OddsJam, and in this video, I am giving you 3 early bets to lock in for the NFL Week 10 betting slate. I legitimately can't believe that we are already at Week 10. It's crazy. Feels like it was just yesterday when I was excited for the Eagles season. They opened up their season against the Lions. Here they are. Now they are 8-0 heading into Week 10, which is crazy. So I'm recording this on Monday, November 7th. So all of the games for Week 9 have been played except for Monday Night Football tonight. We'll see how that goes. But regardless, hopping in on lines early can be a really, really good way to find profitable bets. And the reason why. So whenever sportsbooks open up lines, like they first have them open up for the betting markets, they generally will limit how much money they'll accept for these markets at the very, very beginning, because they don't want to be taken advantage of. So if they have let's use flat numbers. Let's say they price a total at 50 points. Let's say the total should truly be priced around 47. The sharper books that accept more money, they'll move that down to 47 within very quickly. The sharp action from the sharp sports bettors will move that down very quickly. But there is a sportsbook out there, an onshore one, like a FanDuel, a DraftKings, a WynnBET, a BetMGM. Now, I'm not saying these are the sportsbooks that do this. I'm just saying, using them as an example. If they don't accept as much money, their lines won't change as rapidly as they should. So early in the week, a lot of sharp sports bettors will immediately identify mispriced lines as soon as the betting markets open and do this early. And then they'll just let the line move in their favor and beat the closing line by a decent amount. And that's exactly what I'm going to attempt to do in this video, is find early bets, early line shopping picks that will beat the closing line as the week goes on. Now, obviously, the success rate on this is not 100%. You're not going to bet 10 early bets and all 10 of them beat the closing line. But if it's closer to 7, 8, that's 70 or 80% they are beating the closing line. That is an easy way to be profitable in the long run. So that is what I'm going to attempt to do today. That is what I'm going to attempt to do as the week goes on. So make sure to subscribe to the OddsJam YouTube channel to continue to get this type of stuff. But for this video, let's chat about it. I have 3 plays total, as I mentioned. One of them I've actually already locked in, and we'll get to that one, the Buccaneers money line. The first one that I want to lock in here is the under in the Commanders versus Eagles game. Under 45, minus 110 at WynnBET. And this is going to be a full unit. I'm going to put $100 on this one, on the under 45 in the Commanders versus Eagles. Let me go ahead and place this bet. Perfect. That one has been placed. Now, I do want to make sure that I track this, but the cool thing is OddsJam A has a bet tracker that's completely free, tracks your bets for you, does exactly what it sounds like. And B, you can, and this is new, they actually added a feature where you can sync your sportsbooks, so you don't need to manually go in and add a bet anymore. It'll automatically get added to your account. So that's exactly what WynnBET is, one of those books that you can sync, so I don't need to do it. But looking at this play, so first let's talk about the math behind it. We got it at minus 110 at WynnBET. The OddsJam line with the VIG removed prices this at about minus 112, essentially minus 111.7. The reason, or the logic, the math behind this, the way it works is OddsJam backtested a bunch of betting opportunities, used that information to determine what sportsbooks do the best job at pricing odds. Then once that determination had been made, they removed the VIG from all of those sportsbooks using a weighted average, giving heavier weight towards the sharper books. And that is exactly what this number is giving you. It's a weighted average of the no VIG odds of all the different sharp sports books. So this number here can be viewed as the true line of what a market should truly be priced at. So anywhere in which you can get more favorable odds, better odds on another sports book, it's going to be plus EV, which is exactly what we just got at WynnBET. So no VIG line prices it at essentially minus 112. We got it at minus 110, positive expected value. The next thing that I like to do before placing a bet, and I did this research before, so I already locked it in. But for those of you who are using the OddsJam Positive EV page, here are the things that you can do to find the most profitable bets on the EV page. So if you, if you click into a play, it pulls up where every sportsbook prices odds. And basically what we're just doing here, we're just looking for outliers where you want to see is the minus 110 bet on WinBet a true outlier compared to the rest of the betting markets? Because that's what you want to take advantage of, right? If 9 sportsbooks have something priced one way, one sportsbook has something priced another way, the most likely scenario is that one sportsbook is incorrect. So if you're consistently taking advantage of situations like that, another way to be profitable. And this minus 110 is a pretty clear outlier. DraftKings, minus 130. Now, BetRivers is close at minus 115, but Bet365, minus 125. Pinnacle, minus 123. All priced pretty decently above this minus 110. And if you view this page in an event, or view this in an event page in another tab, it pulls up where every sportsbook prices the total at. So what we're looking at now is, okay, what do all the other sportsbooks price this total at? If they don't have it at 45, or if they are heavily juicing the under 45, what number do they have the total at? And as we can see, the majority of the sportsbooks have the total priced at 44.5, with some having it at 44. So every sportsbook either prices it a half point lower than when we got it at, or a full point lower than when we got it at. Regardless, that's another point in our favor. We're trying to take advantage of totals and spreads that are mispriced. If every sportsbook has it priced one way, but we can get it differently, that's a profitable bet. And look at so the sharpest sportsbooks in the world, Pinnacle is one, Bookmaker is another, BetOnline is a third. They all price this at 44, a full point lower than when we got it at 45. Now, I know that beating it by 1 point probably doesn't seem like a big deal, but trust me, if this total lands at exactly 44, which is not out, like Eagles win 24-20, guess what? It lands at exactly 44. That is a very common score. 31-13, very common score. This bet pushes, and the other ones win. Total lands at exactly 45. Eagles win 24-21 on a last-second field goal. We pushed our bet on WinBet. The other bets lose. So beating the closing line by half point, full point is not a big deal until it is a big deal. So trust me, it's important to beat the closing line by even that small amount in the long run. So regardless, this is my first play under 45 in the Commanders versus Eagles game. This makes a ton of sense for handicapping purposes. Last time these two teams played, the Commanders only scored 9 points, something like that. The Eagles won 24-9, just spanked them. And the Eagles defense has been great all year. The biggest difference, honestly, heading into this game, obviously a difference at quarterback, but I don't really think that makes a huge deal. Like the Commanders haven't put on that many offensive firepower games with Heineke at the helm by any means. The Commanders' defense has been significantly better as the season has gone on. So the Eagles scored 24 points in the first half. Maybe they only score 14 points in the first half. Maybe they only score 10 points in the first half. Regardless, this game going under makes a ton of sense to me. I love this play. So this is my first one. The next one that I wanted to lock in here is the Lions plus 3.5 against the Bears, minus 122 odds at BetRivers or Unibet or TwinSpires or Barstool, which is what I'm going to lock it in on. Another play that I'm putting a full unit on, $100 on the Lions versus Bears. We're getting the Lions plus 3.5. Similar logic here. So we have to buy a half point on this one, but really what we're looking for is just the value. So minus 122 at BetRivers, Pinnacle minus 140, FoxBet minus 143, Bet365 minus 163, Typico minus 140, DraftKings minus 143, PointsBet minus 135. All of these sportsbooks have it priced pretty, again, significantly more favorable than what we got it at BetRivers at minus 122. It's a pretty good price here. Again, this makes sense. As good as the Bears have looked recently with Justin Fields at quarterback, the Lions have been a scrappy team all year. Finally got a win beating the Packers last week. So I could see this game being within a field goal, which is why that extra half point is such a big deal. So this is going to be my second play that you just saw me lock in. This one I do need to add to my bet tracker. So I took this on Barstool. I put $100 on it. Click save. And the last one, a bet that I've already locked in, Bucks money line at minus 135. You see that I've already locked in based on this check mark here, but still a really good price. Minus 135 is what we got it at PointsBet. You can see the average odds have this at minus 147, which is kind of cool. And then just again, look across the board for all the other sports books. In a money line play, I will say that even though the edge is not as big as other markets, betting on money line, you're betting who wins and who loses. It's the easiest bet to make in sports. So even the minor edges the small edges you can find on a money line bet are still valuable. So minus 140, minus 155, minus 135, minus 140. And then look at the sharp books. Bookmaker and Bet Online, minus 155, minus 150. Pinnacle, minus 147. All of these books, again, it's the same logic, have it as significantly more favorable. So Bucks money line as my third and final bet for this video. So if you're tailing any of these three bets, comment on the video with your feedback. Let me know what you liked. Let me know what you didn't like. Other than that, please remember to subscribe to the OddsJam YouTube channel, like the video, all that good stuff. Helps me out a ton. But that's it. So thanks for watching and have a good one.